Hey, don't y'all love the way that intro beat? That joint go bang, bang, bang. I feel like if I had a car, I would like to hear that joint beeping in my speakers. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Friday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. And listen, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to join me in wishing Shanette, aka Butterscotch Sweets, a happy birthday. Happy birthday, sis. Happy birthday, sis. And many, many more. I'm surrounded by Geminis on the low. There are Geminis everywhere I turn. I told y'all Jean-Pierre was a whole Gemini in hiding in plain sight. I had no idea Jean-Pierre was a Gemini until last week. Until it was her birthday. So happy birthday, Shanette. Happy birthday, Butterscotch Sweets. We appreciate you, sweetheart. We appreciate all the love and support you've been showing us here at Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Of course, you all know this is a safe space to set oppression ablaze. And we have to set the shit ablaze. You know why? Because the oppression is trying to kill us on a daily basis. And sometimes our oppressors can come in friendly disguises, right? Meaning sometimes they come in black skin singing Let's Stay Together by Al Green. And, sometimes we get duped by folks who claim to be on our side and who actually look like us, but they are actually not on our side. And that brings me to our topic today, or at least one of our topics. I'm gonna get to that in a moment because y'all see it in the title. Obama's an op, for real. Now, Obama actually might be the greatest secret operative engaged against Black America, maybe in the history of this whole country. And I have some examples. Now, granted, I only graduated high school with a 1.87 GPA, so y'all can take what I got to say with a grain of salt. Okay, I am not your doctor nor PhD here. I am regular Negro Supreme, but I've thought about this shit and I got some thoughts. We're going to get into that in a moment. But later in the show, y'all, they was at it again in Minneapolis last night. I'm not sure if you had a chance to see this on social media, and I don't think it was very widely reported nationwide. However, another Black man was shot and killed in Minneapolis. His name is Winston Smith. Some folks did take to the streets last night. They were met by police in aggressive postures, as to be expected. But this shooting of Winston Smith came the exact same day that the city of Minneapolis decided to remove the memorial that had sprung up organically over the past year at George Floyd Square. And a lot of residents and people who had been coming to George Floyd Square for the past year, since George Floyd was killed a year ago, and were very surprised that the city had taken this step. Now, the Democratic mayor, Jacob Frey, or Frey, my bad, he seemed like, like this, like he didn't know what happened here. Like he was uncertain, why this memorial was cleaned away on this day, and nobody seemed to know. So we're going to get into that and why it is such a common thing for police and for cities and towns across this country to remove memorials that have been set up by the community in remembrance of those who have been murdered by police, and not exclusively to those who have been murdered by police, of course. But it seems as though those are the only memorials that police are interested in taking away and so-called cleaning up. So I want us to come back to that if we could. But listen, do me a favor, if you haven't already, push all the buttons, all the buttons relating to supporting this program. And listen, guys, y'all know I appreciate our patrons. I appreciate y'all who support us on Super Chat. But the free support is cool too. Like if you just like the show, or hit subscribe, or hit share, or tell a friend to tell a friend, or like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. All those things are appreciated. Like the coins are appreciated too, but you can come through with the free support, and I'll welcome it all the same. Okay. So please go through and push some buttons, hit subscribe, hit like, do all those good things. Now, I know I'm up here half looking crazy because y'all know I only be half-ass taking out my twist out in a timely fashion in time for the program. Because for reasons unbeknownst to me, and I do the shit, I have no idea why I wait till the day of the show to wash my hair. It takes a while for it to dry. That should not come as a surprise to me. But yet here I'm goofy as hell, insisting on washing my hair the day of. So here I am with a half taken out twist out because all this in the back is still damp. And I refuse to take it out anyway. And also, hey, what's up, Lateef? Hey, Lateef, come through with the 10 and 10 10. Nah, the 10 10. Freddie French. Thank you, Freddie French. I be seeing Freddie French over in the Black Power Media Remix Morning Show chat. Freddie French. Thank you so much, Lateef Mintz. I know Pookie Wood. I know y'all be out here. Chuck Diesel, Anna Hart. Everybody's up in here. Is Rain DeSoot in here? I didn't check the chat like that. But it's cool. Everybody who's in here should be in here. I appreciate it. Thank you, Radical Leftist Agenda. You like the 10 and 10 10s. Give me them 10 and 10 10s. We take them. Thank you, Shirley. I be seeing you over in the Black Power Media chat, too. The people at Black Power Media want me to make sure that y'all know that we are all in this together. So I appreciate you guys coming over to support the Remix Morning Show, which airs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings, 8 a.m. Central, along with Dr. Jared Ball, Kalanji Changa, the Luke Mons, Jacqueline, and Abdus, and Kamal, and who am I forgetting? Oh, Ear Doctor, and Dr. Echeli, and Dr. CBS, and Dr. Layla Brett. I be over there with the doctors feeling smart and shit. Don't tell them what my GPA was graduating high school. They might put me out. So anyway, guys, let us begin. What's up, Afraid Not? What's up, Courtney, the SLP Pimp C up in the building? Big Teal's in the building. David Silberg's in the building. Sugar Booger, what's going on? I thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. How many people are there? 67. I'll take it. Fuck it. All right, y'all. Let's get the show started then. How about that? All right. Now, I've been wanting to talk about your man Obama being the op for a very long time. Okay, because the evidence is overwhelming that Obama was sent here to bamboozle niggas, right? And let me raise my hand and own up to the fact that I once was a supporter of Barack Obama. I knocked on doors in Pennsylvania for Barack Obama. I phone banked for Barack Obama. I was poor, very poor, poorer than I am now in 2008. And I sent money to Barack Obama. Now, what's up, Marvin C? Thank you so much. Oh, yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Thank you so much for the support, honey. So let me not throw everybody under the bus for fucking with Obama. We all got taken, right? Maybe not all of us, but a good number of us got taken. Why did we get taken? Because a number of things. It was not just the fact that Obama was a black candidate. It's the fact that Obama was a black candidate who actually looked like he could fuck around and win, right? And when the Clintons, I'm talking about during 2007, 2008, that's when the nigga got elected. Yeah, okay. Time flies, my goodness. When during the Democratic primary of 07, 08, when the Clintons started coming for Obama, I said, oh, okay, I'm probably on the right train supporting this person because the Clintons, shady, low-key racist, bunch of neoliberal masters at all their tomfoolery, right? So I figured I was on the right track by supporting Obama if the Clintons were coming out so hard against him. Now, what I did not know is that Obama, who ran very hard on the fact that he was a community organizer, immediately abandoned all that community organizing shit once he got in the White House. Now, I remember very distinctly that Obama had told us, you know, that he's here to be the president for everybody, right? Now, as a Black American, I took that as like the wink and the smile, right? when Obama said he was going to be president for everybody, sure you are, Barry. Of course you are, but you're going to look out for niggas, though, right? I mean, look out for niggas, not on some like cursory way. I'm talking about on some balls to the wall. I don't know if I expected reparations out of Barack Obama, but I expected way more than what we got, right? Who else just dropped us some dough here? Nobody. Okay, that's cool. No, Marvin C. and Shanette. And Shirley. That's plenty. Y'all are great. I'm sorry. I got distracted. Let me get back to my point. So let me be clear here. So Barack Obama ran big game on Black America. Now he ran game on liberal America in general. Okay, in some broader issues, right? And I'm talking specifically about the environment, right? And fracking, right? So that was the kind of game that Obama ran on everybody, but then he ran very specific game on Black people. So what is prompting me to take this direction in terms of today's topic? Let me go to my doc, please. Because last week, Barack Obama had a forum with his foundation called My Brother's Keeper. And it was him and some activists, and I think Ras Baraka, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, was part of this. And it was Obama's opportunity, I guess, to thank all the activists that he shat on towards the end of his presidency. Like, I'm not sure exactly what his motivation was for this particular forum to be held, but it was standard, Bush and niggas, Obama, Ras Baraka, touting, that in Newark, New Jersey, according to NJ.com, I didn't put this on the doc, but y'all can look it up. NJ.com did a story a couple weeks ago about how police in Newark, New Jersey had not fired a single shot, hadn't shot nobody in a year, right? And all all that went into that. So I imagine that's why Ras Baraka was there. But Obama was asked by one of the attendees about, what do you think of this extension of the movement the latest iteration of the movement? Because I say the movement, I think about Black people's freedom movements stretching over the centuries, right? So I guess in recent history, the civil rights movement was a movement, but this movement that younger people under 50, I suppose, have been engaged in is an extension of that, but separate onto itself. So Obama was asked, what do you think of the movement, since that began while you were president and since you have left the White House? And Tuna, if we could crank up 8-3 for me, please. This was Obama's answer. And it made me frown my face up. You see how my face is frowned up in the thumbnail for today's show? My face frowned up very similarly when I heard Obama give this answer. It was like, really, nigga? Tunde, if we could roll 8-3 for the people, I'm gonna see y'all faces frown up. Let me see your frowny faces in the chat. Let's run that clip if we could, please.
Part of the lens I look at it from is this happened when I was president, but I started as a community organizer. Right. And I'd kind of gone through the phases. I'd been a community organizer, a state legislator, a federal legislator, and then president. So what it meant was that even while I was in the Oval Office, I was viewing it, I think, through different prisms. Part of me was wildly enthusiastic just to see this resurgence of activism. At the same time, there were some frustrations for me in my institutional role. So, for example, I went as far as I could just commenting on cases like Trayvon Martin or what was happening in Ferguson because as we discovered, not every president follows this, at least my successor didn't, but I followed the basic notion that the Justice Department was independent. I could not steer them, and I wanted Eric Holder and the Civil Rights Division, the Justice Department. I did not in any way want to endanger their capacity to go in investigate and potentially charge perpetrators, which meant that I could not come down or appear to come down decisively in terms of guilt or innocence in terms of what happened. So you had institutional constraints.
Nigga, please. This nigga don't get the whole fuck out of here with that bullshit. There's a lot to unpack out of that, but hold on. Thank you very much, Chuck Diesel, for your support. And I got some tree, and I forgot to tell y'all, please, this is absolutely a tree rolling and smoking kind of show. Because when I think about the 8 years that we had of Barack Obama, which, by the way, paved the way for us to even have an asshole like Donald Trump as our president, right? I have to get high. Because, for one, where would y'all like to begin with what the president just said there? He said he was so enthusiastic from his community organizer lens about the movements and the resurgence of activism from young people that he saw, right? While he was president, after the horrible, horrific murders of Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice was killed during the Obama presidency. Unfortunately, lots of Black people died. And I thought it was interesting for him to even reference Trump, even if not by name, because he said, you know, I tried to stick to, he almost said the rules, but he realized that no, I mean, I guess there are rules in terms of the Justice Department operating independent from the White House. That doesn't mean the White House can't comment on shit, right? That doesn't mean the president can't comment on things, because as we saw, Trump commented on every fucking thing. And what happened to Trump? Not a goddamn thing. Did they rein Trump in? Was Trump hit with some sort of sanction of some sort? No, Donald Trump went into office and did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And that is why, like, so many of us were very dismayed. Like, hold on. Like, I understand Trump is an ogre, but dog, Obama, why couldn't you govern like this, but from the left, right? Why couldn't you just go all the way in and say what needed to be said and do what needed to be did? Because, guys, at the end of the day, Obama knew that the reason that he got so much of the Black vote is because we were voting on him to be the HNIC, right? Like, only reason I voted for Obama, because I thought Obama was going to get in there and do stuff for Black people. Now, that is probably my naivete, but that's my naivete that I did not awaken from until after I had campaigned for this bitch ass nigga, right? like Obama had already got my vote. He had got my bread. He had got my labor, just to turn around and tell me I ain't just your president. Oh, is that right? Oh, is that right? Because I do not like the sound of that, Barack Obama. Thank you, Anna Hart, 420. Oh, yes, Jesus, y'all keep reminding me. Yes, I'm in here grinding up weed, but I'm so mad at Obama, I keep getting distracted. So Obama went in there and said, you know, I couldn't comment on police shootings and such the way I wanted to, because I didn't want to interfere with what the Justice Department and what Eric Holder was doing. So hold on, let's put a pin in that real quick, because let me tell you what the fuck Eric Holder and the Justice Department was doing, okay? Or well, better yet, what they was not doing. And one reason that Barack Obama, I lost full confidence in Obama after a number of different things. But one of those big instances in which I said, you know what, this motherfucker ain't really for us, had to do with the murder of Miriam Carey, which happened right here on the streets of Washington, D.C. If you might not recall, I want to say this was 2013. And I've said this before. I'm not sure if I've said it here. But tragically, Miriam Carey had the misfortune of being killed by police before Black Lives Matter got trendy, right? Her murder was not seized upon nationally. And in fact, I can recall having discussions on social media arguing with people that if you're on Twitter, you might find some of these people prominent, which is why I'm not going to name them, because fuck them. But people were arguing like, hold on, like, wasn't she mentally unwell? Well, she was trying to storm the gate. If she was trying to storm the gate at the White House, then they should have shot her. I'm talking about black women were arguing with me, arguing those points to me on social media. And I was whole ass disgusted. But I said that to say, that's what the fuck Eric Holder and them was doing, protecting police, okay? Because Miriam Carey, for one, the way the police, for one, they should have never killed her. For two, they should have never been shooting at her. For three, she had her toddler in the back seat and they were shooting at her moving car while it was driving through the streets of downtown Washington, D.C. That is wholly against police protocol to fire at a moving vehicle, first of all. Second of all, they shot this woman in the head while her daughter was in the back seat, killed her, executed her right there on the street. And for what? A traffic violation? But what I found incredibly disappointing and disgusting, and really those words don't even begin to really explain or describe what my actual feelings were towards Barack Obama and Eric Holder after that point, after that incident with Miriam Carey. I said, oh, these niggas is okay with U.S. Secret Service, U.S. Capitol Police executing a black woman with her child as a witness with no consequences. Nobody got fired. Nobody lost their job. Nobody was indicted. Didn't shit happen to any cop for killing Miriam Carey. And because it was U.S. Secret Service and U.S. Capitol Police, that was completely under the purview of the U.S. Attorney General, Eric Holder. So my disillusionment with representative politics, right? Representation. We need a black person to head this and we need a black person to head that. If we ever gonna make progress, man, if the black people in charge can't even bring charges, the people, the HNICs, okay? Do I need to spell it out? If the HNICs are not going to hold police accountable for murdering a black woman, an unarmed black woman in front of her black child, then guess what? Justice ain't forthcoming for any of us from this administration. Perfect example right there of Obama being an op. Dog, if you're not going to stand up for black people, the fuck are you here for? Why did I knock on doors in racist ass Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, if you was not going to even stand up for a black mother in front of her black child getting executed by the cops in front of your house, pretty much, Barack Obama. So that was, I can't even say that was strike one, because truthfully, that was strike 1, 2, and 3 for me for that nigga. So everything after that was just like, additional reasons to not just lose faith in Obama, but really come to despise him, and resent the fact that I feel like I got had. Like I feel like this nigga ran a game on me, right, ladies, and my femme fellas, my gay fellas, and my straight ladies. Yeah, nigga run game on you, and maybe you might have realized it a little bit in the moment, but after the game had fully been executed on you, what are you ready to do? You ready to cut that nigga's tires? I mean, you're ready to do harm. You are upset that you have been had, right? And that is exactly, I mean, I still feel that way. I still feel very resentful to Obama and the Obamas as a group, as a record label, as a philosophy, as an entity. I don't like them because they ran that bougie aspirational game on Black America. Don't you want to be like the Obamas? Aren't you glad that Sasha and Malia growing up with all this privilege, right? And a lot of us were glad to see it, but I think many more of us came to understand and realize that the ascension of this one Black power couple did not trickle down to shit for the rest of Black America. Proof positive by the loss of Black wealth during the housing crisis, which admittedly Obama did not start, right? The housing crisis did not begin under Barack Obama, but when it came time for his opportunity to clean the shit up, he left niggas out to dry, right? And let the banks get away lickety split. And so we don't have to wonder why Black people in the 21st century have less wealth than we did in the 20th century, when you would think things were more difficult for us. There were more laws in place restricting us from accessing certain things. And how is it that we had more then than we do now? Because we keep letting shiny niggas, magical Negroes like Barack Obama run game on us. We got to stop that. Roll that J up, y'all. I ain't even got real loose on y'all yet. We finna get loose. But it is J time. so we must respect the J time. So I hope everybody has their stuff. I think Anna, who was it? Anna or Alicia, who said they was at the pool. Now, I don't know what country you in. I know one of y'all might be from Canada, so it might be okay to spark it at the pool, which sounds awesome. But yes, so there's that. Would y'all like to know other ways in which Barack Obama ran game on us, and why he is an op, and why he was there to Pied Piper Black people away from revolutionary ideas and ideas that would actually benefit us, benefit our entire condition, uplift our entire situation? I mean, I'm only going to speak on Obamacare from my perspective, and I'm watching the chat, so I will be curious as to what y'all have to say about Obamacare. So Franny French, my role in tech, it's everything is unorthodox here, darling. Everything is unorthodox, in case you can't tell. But Obamacare, right? Obamacare, his signature piece of legislation, right, to expand healthcare to Americans. Oh, we all, yeah, baby. Woo, get that J lit. Like that J, which expanded healthcare to people who did not have healthcare. The best part about Obamacare was the pre-existing conditions, right? Saying that insurance companies could not eliminate people off the rolls who had pre-existing conditions. Great. That is awesome. Thank you. Who said it? Who said no Obamacare? No Obamacare. Accurate as fuck, right? Now, because I work in an industry where the shit is not stable, right? Media and journalism has been an ever shrinking business pretty much since I got out of college. Okay. So sometimes I had health insurance and sometimes I didn't. And there was a stretch during the Obama administration where I did not have health insurance. And Obama was like, word, you don't have health insurance, Kim? How about $600? I'm like, what? Nigga, what? How you gonna send me a bill for not having insurance? Like, I felt some kind of way about that. Because, again, I didn't have insurance because I didn't have a job that provided me with insurance. Now, I will say during the Obama administration, I actually had a job that did not give me benefits, right? And it was a TV job. So FYI, kids, all broadcasting jobs ain't good jobs. Some broadcasting jobs are, in fact, shitty fucking jobs. So I was working at a decent place, shitty job. So I didn't have insurance. And so when tax came, them niggas was like, oh, well, the Obama tax penalty is $600. I'm like, bro, I don't have $600. So I took umbrage with that. And then, hold on, pre-existing conditions in the U.S. as other countries as medical history. Damn, Big Teal. See, Big Teal, don't tell me about what other people got that we ain't got. Don't tell me other people got nice things and we don't have nice things in America, but we pay out the ass as if we do have nice things, and our things ain't really nice. They just expensive. They just expensive. There's a difference. But I know people who said that their premiums just skyrocketed under Obamacare. And as we all know, Obamacare was a weak ass fucking compromise because we needed universal health care. We needed a single payer system. And let's hope that y'all's boy, Joe Biden, does not make the same mistakes in his first term that Barack Obama did, or at least the first 2 years of his first term, because, you know, Biden's got a tiny majority, a slim majority, can't overcome the filibuster in the Senate. But he can, if they vote shit straight down the party line, well, then we got the other two rogue Bamas, who, you know, Manchin and Sinema, you know, wild cards. They may or may not vote with the Democrats. So I don't think, maybe Joe Biden doesn't have it as sweet as Obama had it the first term, but dog, you got to ram that agenda true, baby. Or else you are going to lose the left. You're going to lose the actual left. You're going to keep your moderates. You're going to keep the centrists. You're going to keep all the people that say, well, we have to work with the Republicans because. No, I'm leftist. Fuck the Republicans. The Republicans are not people worth working with. Okay. And when they are in power, they don't give a fuck about working with Democrats. So I say that Democrats should return the favor, but I digress. But getting back to Obamacare, y'all, I mean, Obama should have pushed the pedal to the metal, bro. He had a very slim opening in order to get single payer passed. Now, I know people say it would have died in the Senate. They never would have got it in the Senate. Okay, but he didn't even try. Okay. He took the very least of this opportunity and accepted it. And it wasn't even a good compromise. So fuck him when it comes to Obamacare. And don't let anybody tell you, just because it was his signature piece of legislation does not mean it was a high quality signature piece of legislation. So there's that. But getting back to how Obama, again, what executed game on Black America very specifically. The crisis still happening right now in Flint, Michigan. Still happening right now in Flint, Michigan. Hold on, let me say it to y'all one more time. It is still happening in Flint, Michigan. The situation with the water in Flint is not fixed. It is not resolved. It is still ongoing. In addition to the actual replacing of the infrastructure regarding the pipes, both in people's homes and throughout the city, there is criminal shit moving forward. They finally got some charges against that hoe ass Rick Snyder, the former Republican governor of Michigan, who was overseeing the switch from, was it the Detroit River to the Flint River in Flint? I mean, killed people, has harmed irreparably children, their brains, their neurological systems. We don't know what the effects of Flint are going to be 10, 20, 30 years from now. And it's still not resolved. This all happened under Barack Obama. And what did Barack Obama do? Tunde, can you please pull up the clip and tell everybody, show everybody what your man Barack Obama did, y'all. Check this out.
We invest. Can I get some water? Come on up here. I want a glass of water.
Get a bottle. Bottle water.
I want a glass of water. Everybody settle down. This is a feisty crowd. Thank you. I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt.
What? He wet his lips. He did not drink it. He didn't sip it. He wet his lips.
There was an audible gasp in the audience. People were just like absolutely dejected. Why would you do that?
I am sure that somewhere when I was 2 years old, I was taking a chip of paint, tasting it, and I got some lead.
Yeah, that's like talking about like, well, I didn't wear a seatbelt and I'm fine. It's like, but there were tons of people that died.
Backstage, the president, sitting at the table with the criminal governor, decided to perform his stunt. all over again.
You know, generally I have not been doing stunts here, but, you know.
That's not what I expected. That's what Snyder did.
It felt like he minimized like what people were actually going through and struggling with. If you were actually lead poisoned, you would not be president, you would be janitor Barack Obama.
We were holding on to hope that he would declare a disaster area. A disaster would give us FEMA, it would give us pipe replacement, get engineers in here. Then we could get Medicare for all the residents of Flint. As soon as he took a drink of the water and said everything's fine, that was that.
When he came here, he was not my president.
He came here, took a drink of the water, and that was that. How is it that Barack Obama is so skilled at deflating progress and derailing revolutionary opportunities? I mean, I'm thinking of the NBA strike, right? that Obama just single-handedly shut down last year. But the fact that, I mean, there are white residents in Flint, of course, but Flint is a majority Black city. And I don't, and let me not, I was about to say, I don't think that had it been a white city that Obama would have been that way, that dismissive, or that, I mean, he was patronizing to the people, right? Like, but anyway, I said that to say there are white towns, by the way, that the American government has 100% turned their back on, whether or not they've had their water sources polluted via coal ash or like other places, like poor white people get shit on environmentally in this country also. But they have had a long selection of white elected officials, specifically presidents, that they could bring these concerns to. This was the first Black president, and for him to be so dismissive and condescending and just don't bring me a bottle, bring me a glass, like, and then talking about, basically trying to equate eating lead paint chips to drinking poison water. What? What was even the point of that? And then you saw the Freudian slips, not once, but twice. Obama said, I normally don't do stunts like this. Oh, nigga, you knew it was a stunt. You knew it was a stunt when you sat down and asked somebody to bring you some water. You knew it was a stunt. So come on, man. Like Barack Obama, y'all, played in our faces for 8 whole years. It continues to play in our face. Continues to play in our face. He just had that goofy ass webinar and said that there was institutional constraints as to why he could not openly comment on police investigations. By the way, speaking of not just police investigations, he said Department of Justice investigations, did he not? Hold on, real quick. Laura Estrada, thank you so much, honey, for your support. Very appreciated. Hold on. Laura says, y'all, Kim, first time here. I have some progressive family here. I lost my health care because I didn't work over 30 hours. They gave you money to shop for a new plan. My job gave me 28 hours. I don't know if they gave me any money, honey. Obama said he wanted his $600 for me not having insurance. And I was unhappy about it. But Laura, thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you coming over and hanging out with us. So guys, back to Obama's Department of Justice. Can we talk about the Department of Justice real quick? And some of these movements and uprising that took place under the Obama administration specific to police violence. And guys, y'all know where I'm from, Maryland. So usually I'm talking about some Maryland shit. Not always. I'm always down to talk about some other stuff from other places too, because I find the regions of America to be very interesting, especially Black and brown areas. But anyway, who can forget the murder of Freddie Gray by Baltimore City Police? And Black people in Baltimore, fed up, furious, heartbroken, mad, sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Took to the streets, tore shit up, and got chastised for it by the first Black president of the United States. And I want you guys to pay very close attention to the tone that Obama has for the people that were in the streets, how he specifically says and references the kinds of protests that he finds acceptable, and of course, his unwavering support for the police. Tunde, if we could please take a look at that clip.
With respect to Baltimore, let me make a couple of points. First, obviously our thoughts continue to be with the family of Freddie Gray. Understandably, they want answers. And DOJ has opened an investigation. It is working with local law enforcement to find out exactly what happened. I think there should be full transparency and accountability. Second, my thoughts are with the police officers who were injured in last night's disturbances. It underscores that that's a tough job, and we have to keep that in mind. And my hope is that they can heal and get back to work as soon as possible. Point number 3, there's no excuse for the kind of violence that we saw yesterday. It is counterproductive. When individuals get crowbars and start prying open doors to loot, they're not protesting. They're not making a statement. They're stealing. When they burn down a building, they're committing arson. And they're destroying and undermining businesses and opportunities in their own communities that rob jobs and opportunity from people in that area. So it is entirely appropriate that the mayor of Baltimore, who I spoke to yesterday, and the governor, who I spoke to yesterday, work to stop that kind of senseless violence and destruction. That is not a protest. That is not a statement. It's people, a handful of people taking advantage of a situation for their own purposes, and they need to be treated as criminals. Point number 4, the violence that happened yesterday distracted from the fact that you had seen multiple days of peaceful protests that were focused on entirely legitimate concerns of these communities in Baltimore, led by clergy and community leaders, and they were constructive and they were thoughtful, and frankly didn't get that much attention. And one burning building will be looped on television over and over and over again, and the thousands of demonstrators who did it the right way, I think, have been lost in the discussion.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm taking notes here because I have some points I'd like to make. Yeah, that was Obama after the murder of Freddie Gray. And you know, it's always funny, but not funny at the same time, when the response from the elected political class, the respectables, the budgies, when the Negroes in the streets get out of control, they get to wilding. It is always the respectable folks that are trotted out there to say, hey, stop all the violence, right? Without ever, ironically or unironically, ever acknowledging that the reason the people are in the streets in the first fucking place is because of the state violence, the police violence that was enacted on a person or persons that ended up either in serious bodily injury or, in Freddie Gray's case, straight up death, right? And they weren't even forthcoming about it. They tried to hide it, cover up the whole way long. But Obama wanted to make sure that in his comments that he acknowledged how tough a job it is to be the police. Yeah, it's got to be tough making a 6-figure salary to get paid in order to violate people's constitutional rights and fuck people up. Like, that's a tough job. I mean, my God, someone might actually curse at them. They might actually get flipped off, okay? And listen, I know we better not have no Blue Lives Matter people up in this here establishment. So I'm gonna say this, but I know it don't even need to be said. Motherfuckers be like, hey, well, being a cop is tough. Nigga, being a trash man is tough, okay? Being an ER nurse is tough. Being a child care worker is tough, okay? And COVID demonstrated that, first of all, you can die doing all of those jobs, okay? Police, look it up. Or whatever index documents what positions in terms of jobs are most dangerous to least dangerous. But I know for a fact that cop is not the most dangerous job in America. So people need to get off that bullshit. But it's always the respectables, though. You feel me? Like, I feel like people who actually know sanitation workers and people who work on the back of trash, like, if you know a trash man, you know how hard that job is. I'm not talking about just from watching Rock either. But y'all should watch Rock, because Rock was based in Baltimore and Charles S. Dutton put on a spectacular black program that needs to be on Netflix or one of the streaming services. So let me just give that plug real quick for Rock. But let me check my notes here. Yes. So first of all, the violence is started by the cops. So shut the fuck up, Obama, about people being in the street being violent. They was out there because of the police violence. But then Obama, when he reserves a special like chastising for the people that are out there so-called looting and stealing, right? But I don't understand, like, he frames it in a way like, okay, you're burning businesses in your community that could have led to opportunities for people that live in that community. On the surface, it sounds good, right? But if you know Baltimore, and if you know a city probably that you live in, you know that Baltimore gave all kinds of tax breaks to companies like Under Armour, to places and institutions like Johns Hopkins University. So, nigga, you want to talk about stealing? like these motherfuckers is missing out on hundreds of millions of dollars in potential tax revenue for the city that would create the kind of opportunities that Obama is specifically talking about, but blaming the people who are specifically getting robbed of those opportunities for robbing on some very superficial, not nearly the level of money worthage that Hopkins and Under Armour, for example, because there are others, are making out like bandits for not having to pay taxes or pay their water bills. Like, Baltimore City and the state of Maryland let these corporations get away with fucking murder. But guess what? Let the niggas get out of line just once or twice and it smells violent. Oh man. They shipping in cops from everywhere, bro. Listen, I went down to Baltimore City the night of the Freddie Gray uprising, right? The Baltimore uprising. It was cops from everywhere. There was cops from where I grew up. Okay, I grew up in Laurel. So if y'all familiar with Maryland, why would Laurel cops be in Baltimore City? It was a police state. It was unreal. I'm sure not anything dissimilar than we saw in Minneapolis, what we saw in Elizabeth City, what we've seen everywhere else, because that's just how they roll when it comes to us expressing ourselves and so-called looting and rioting. Meanwhile, the cities have been looted and have been allowed to be looted by corporations for now generations, right? So they can get the fuck out of here. Thank you, Toby Swally. Toby, please, am I saying your name right at all, Toby? They out here for their own. Listen, let me explain. There's so much class shit wrapped up into Obama and the Obamas and the concept of Obama and the way that we remember Obama. But I'm just here to let y'all know, like, Nobody gets a fucking pass for shitting on black people in America politically at all, right? And that goes double for Obama especially. Empty suit. I even think that's being nice about it. You feel me? Because I wish I could remember who said it on Twitter. See, I like to try to attribute shit that I see and read if it's not my idea, so y'all don't think that I'm brilliant, right? If I see somebody else say some shit, I'm like, yeah, I agree with that shit, and I can't remember who the fuck said it, so I'm just letting y'all know that I didn't say it. I didn't come up with this specific thing I'm about to say. But somebody on Twitter was like, yo, it was like, Obama, do you understand how much Obama had to study black people in order to execute this level of game upon us? Like, Obama didn't grow up with black people. He didn't grow up in a black place. I don't know how many necklaces in Hawaii. I'm guessing not a lot of necklaces in Hawaii. And if they are, they all imports, right? Like they're not generationally from Hawaii, but maybe I got that all wrong. Y'all, well, let me go back to the chat. Y'all correct me if I got that all wrong or right. I digress. So, but Obama wasn't raised by black people. His mother was white, grandparents white, right? So his whole shit was white, except for probably when he got called the N-word when he went to school. But Obama had to study us, man. Obama had to learn how to speak the done language. Obama had to make sure he had his hooping shoes correct. You feel me? Like Obama had to do due diligence on learning how black people speak, interact, walk, talk, and of course, him being part African probably helped him quite a bit with that. But Black American is very specific. You know what I'm saying? So. The dude did his studies. He did his Googles and he figured out what hot buttons to push, what words to say, what references culturally to drop to get black people's attention, right? Because unfortunately, black people are awesome, but we're also American. So sometimes simple shit can fool us. Like we can be like, oh, we're so impressed when someone, gets us, right? Because we feel so generally unseen, even though everybody bites off of our style all the time. But it's the lack of credit. But anyway, y'all feel what I'm saying with that. This this weed might be all right here. This could be a show to go to. I like that. I done forgot what's on my dock, but I'm sitting here spitting some business. Oh, hold on. No, that might be it. Let me ask you guys a question. Oh, let me tell y'all. In another way, in another thing, one last point I want to make about Obama. Like, first of all, the shit that he just said to black people and sometimes exclusively black people, it's still like so galling and like offensive. And like when I was doing my research for today, like the clips of him addressing like the African Union in 2014 and telling them that, we got to look past colonialism after he done laid out a long list. Like I watched this speech after he laid out a long list of shit that Africa had to do, right? Africa had to improve its infrastructure. Africa had to create and find jobs for this, big boom of young people in its population. And Africa had to do a better job over its resources. And then he's like, well, you can't blame colonialism. Nigga, Africa's still colonized. Like, what are you even saying? I mean, even despite the fact that he even referenced that in this speech, I should have pulled it, but it was too much. It was too much. Too buku. When he was referencing the independence wave of African states becoming independent, like to ignore the way that European governments and corporations still very much have a firm hand in Africa and how its massive resources are allocated and whom profits by them. Like, It's like, dog, like you talking that same shit that you just told everybody in Africa to pull their pants up. like the same shit he was telling us. And like that's what makes me so mad about Obama. It's like, I guess hindsight is 2020, and I know people saw it in the moment, but it wasn't. I mean, your parents or your grandparents might put you out for talking too bad about Barack Obama. Like, criticizing Obama in Black households is kind of touchy, especially like if the Black people whom you are related to have reverence for Obama, but they don't have like a revolutionary like slant to how they see shit and what they can envision in terms of possibilities. So they look at Obama as progress, whereas we look at Obama as hindrance. like Obama set us back. He set us back a lot of ways too. I mean, again, failing to exert his influence of the office to give Black people a boost economically in some way. Like after the housing crisis, if he wasn't going to bail out homeowners, he could have did something else, like bail out student debt borrowers and a variety of things. I mean, universal healthcare, single payer would have helped Black people tremendously, or if he could have wiped out medical debt or just done something fucking useful. Jesus. he had so much opportunity to do actual useful things and he didn't. And again, but this is why it's so important, y'all. And I'm so mostly impressed that I think people I say the left, again, I can't even, Black people who are Democrats and white, Democrats, all the Democrats, actually. This applies to all listen, I can't take Democrats seriously, period, point blank, on about mostly anything, right? Where was I going with that? God damn it. No, I mean Democrats today. I definitely mean Democrats. No, I don't trust. No, you cannot trust Democrats, man. You can't trust Democrats. When it comes down to it, for example, that House bill or that House vote from last week or week before about boosting the security down at the U.S. Capitol, and the Democrats had an opportunity to kill it. And as pointed out by me to numerous people in the comments, that all the members who voted present, it was Rashida Tlaib, Jamal Bowman, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Had they voted no, then the vote would have been killed, right? But they didn't vote no. They voted present, and that was a coward's move, especially for what the fuck they ran on and what they claim to represent. But that's my point, right? You can't count on the Democrats. You can't even count on the progressive Democrats, right? So those kinds of, not those kinds of Democrats, but other kinds, the more centrist Democrats, your parents, your reliable Democratic voting grandparents, like, they will get mad at you for talking shit about Obama, probably even to this day. So I said that to say, guys, going forward, like representation, it cannot be enough. And it's so interesting to me that, Kamala Harris has so-called shattered this glass ceiling, which technically, sure, she has, but it wasn't because everybody fucked with her. Right? If everybody fought with Kamala, then Kamala would have done way better in the Democratic primaries, and she did not. She checked off the boxes to hop on that Biden ticket. So she's in there by default, not because Kamala is like the best loved Black politician that is out right now, right? I would give that to Nina Turner. I love Nina Turner. By the way, for full disclosure, and again, while I was researching this, because I also saw on Twitter, or at least I read on Twitter, that Obama had allegedly endorsed Nina Turner's opponent in Ohio, a woman by the name of Chantel Brown. But doing my diligence, because I'm a journalist out this bitch, y'all, and I'm here not to bring y'all the wrong information, I found out that the reason why that rumor was even going around is because Chantel on her website has a link to all the people who who have endorsed her. And on that page is a picture of her and Obama, but Obama has not endorsed her at all, actually, because I was going to go in on Obama if he had actually endorsed Nina Turner's opponent. But he has not made an endorsement in that Ohio congressional race. So he gets a skate. He gets a skate right there. Oh, but my disclosure is I donate to Nina Turner. I give her $10 a month. So there's that. I don't want y'all to think I'm just out here. I can't. No, if I'm doing something, if I'm sending my money somewhere to a politician, I will tell y'all. And first of all, she is the only politician that I am currently giving anything to. And not to say that I wouldn't, but they're not getting no more than like $10 from me because I don't like politicians that much, although I do like Nina. So that's why I'm telling y'all, but that's also why I'm giving Nina Turner a couple dollars, right? Because I fucks with Nina. What's up? Oh man, wait. We had a bunch of people drop us some coin. And of course I got high. I was trying to shout y'all out. Then I got high. Ooh, I was trying to say, what's up? But then I got high. What's up, Chuck Diesel? Chuck Diesel says support independent black media. And I know why. Why, Kim? Because I get high. Because I get high. All right, where are we going next? Fuck Obama. The end. and thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you very much. All right. I want us to move along here because the hour is nigh, and I wanted us to take a peek real quick at Minneapolis, you guys, and maybe some stuff has already changed since we went live, but yesterday it was a bit. It was a little tense out there in the Twin Cities once again for a couple of reasons. So early yesterday morning, like early, like before dawn, city crews appeared at George Floyd Park and started removing pieces of the memorial that has been there for a year. So George Floyd Square, did I say George Floyd Park? I'm sorry. George Floyd Square has turned into a hollowed space in Minneapolis where people gather there regularly for a variety of different things that benefits the community, right? Or helps to engage the community in healthy ways. And so later on that same day, or like in the afternoon, it's been reported that I think it's U.S. Marshals. I'm not sure if it was Minneapolis police or not. Let me pull up this article again because I smoked this J and I could be getting the details confused. But one detail I'm not getting confused is that Winston Smith was a black man shot and killed by Newsweek.com is reporting shot and killed by U.S. Marshals. And see, again, I'm not the fact that info is already not lining up from different places. It concerns me. First of all, this Newsweek article piece says that Winston Boogie Smith Jr. is 32 years old, but the footage I was watching of the streamers in the streets last night meeting the police, people were saying he was 26 years old. And that's sort of what I saw on Twitter also. So that's not matching up. So we'll see how that goes. But the cop statement is basically what this Newsweek article is. And again, that's why I want us to just put a pin in this and please pay attention to information or stories that you see coming out about this, because I don't like that this Newsweek article is basically, it might as well have been a press release written for the U.S. Marshals or written by the U.S. Marshals. Because it just tells you everything that Winston allegedly did, that he was wanted on a gun charge, according to them, killed by a member of the U.S. Marshal Task Force. The task force was attempting to arrest him on a state arrest warrant. Then why was the U.S. Marshals trying to get him on a state arrest warrant for what? A gun charge? Like a single gun charge? You guys go back to our show we did with Brandon Soderbergh, where Brandon talked about how like gun charges are like the new like drug charges, like it's the new weed. And not to say that it's new per se, but gun possession is not inherently a violent offense. Like just because you are carrying a gun doesn't mean that you are going to shoot somebody, right? Like it's an option. it's on the table. But a lot of people carry their gun out and about and go right on home without having shot anybody, right? So the article goes on to talk about basically that allegedly Winston was in a parked car in a parking garage at 2:00 in the afternoon on Tuesday, but quote, failed to comply and produced a handgun, resulting in task force members firing upon the subject. Now, guys, it never makes sense, right? And of course, because the police lie, because they are breathing and talking, right? You can never believe what the hell they tell the media, like, because they have been documented, proven to be liars about entire situations thousands of times, right? I mean, if you just dig just a little bit below the surface, you will find the cops are lying about what happened, especially when it comes to somebody, a Black person losing their life, right? So, in addition to, well, I tell you what, Tunde, let's take a peek at that unicorn riot footage just real quick, because it's not very long. And again, I don't think George Floyd numbers in terms of people that came out in the streets like they did last year. It didn't seem to be that big, but people still came out, and the police hit people with flashbangs. I read that they were covering some protesters' heads with spit hoods while they were arresting them. But let's just take a peek of what the tone, what the sentiment was in Minneapolis last night.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. I'm my baby. Fuck you talking about? Fuck having a day is always gonna be fuck you, bitch. I don't even like bacon, bitch.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
This 40 in my fanny bag. Fuck you talking about? This 40 in my fanny bag. Fuck you talking about? This 40 in my fanny bag. We keep us safe.
That footage was from Unicorn Riot's stream from last night in Minneapolis after the murder of Winston Smith, a young man whom apparently the cops said they was trying to serve a warrant on him. Again, it just doesn't make sense, right? I mean, a gun charge, the U.S. Marshals the U.S. Marshals task force is staking you out over a gun charge. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. That is totally something that Minneapolis police or Hennepin County Sheriff's Deputy, like the U.S. Marshals is staking out one. I mean, if it doesn't make sense, it's probably not true. And if the police said it, then it's definitely not true. So don't let this one go by, y'all. And not to say, I'm not even suggesting that anybody has done that. It is a simple matter of, we are so fatigued with all this shit. Like, there's so many names. If we just sat here and read names, like, just think about that. Like, we just sat here and just read names from the past, let's say, year or two. Like, that would take a significant chunk of time, which is depressing as hell, which is somewhat of an excuse to be exasperated and just be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this is still happening. But guys, Winston Smith, man, Winston Smith, don't Don't forget it. Don't forget it. And back again to my point why you can't trust Democrats, Black Democrats, especially. But the white Democrats, especially, just Democrats in general. I mean, I am glad to throw Democrats generally under the bus, right? With the exception of, it's like some of that's what I'm saying. That's why I like talking to the young local politicians, right? Because for example, the people that we've talked to, well, Shama Sawant is not a Democrat, well, which is why we love her, out there in Seattle. But we interviewed Mayor Colin Byrd of Greenbelt, Maryland. I know he's a Democrat, and also Delegate Gabriel Acevedo from Montgomery County, Maryland. They're both Democrats, but they're both radical young brothers, right? It's like I feel like I get why they are Democrats, not necessarily because they fuck with Democrats, but they gotta pick a team if they want to compete in this arena, and I get it anyway. But I want us to look at Jacob Frey, man. Now Jacob Frey to me is almost like the quintessential like white liberal, but to his credit, I will give him this. Like, he seems to go the extra emotional mile. Like, he's almost giving me young Bill Clinton vibes, to be honest, because he's seemingly convincing, like, in his empathy, but like he's overdoing it with the empathy, which is why it feels fake. You feel me? So it's like you're saying the right thing, dog. When I don't know about you. I don't know about you. Tunde, let's run that Jacob Frey clip, y'all. So this is going to be the two clips. So the first one that you're going to see is actually from a year ago, June of 2020, obviously very close after the murder of George Floyd by Derek Chauvin. So, and the people of Minneapolis just said, nah, this new shit, this is George Floyd Square now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I fucked with that. So that's the first clip. And then the second clip is actually going to be him a month ago. So again, like I said, he kind of sprung this. I think only one organization that I read had been made aware that the city was coming to clean away this memorial. Organizers and activists across the city were taken very much off guard and by surprise by this unexpected move. So the second clip is going to be Jacob Frey. Do I keep calling him Frey? Frey. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Frey, that mama. The second clip is him talking a month ago saying, we got to do something with 38th in Chicago right there. So anyway, let's take a look at that, if we could, please, Tunde.
Public Works setting up barriers, the community showing up with tarps, preserving this area. What does that tell you about the ground where we're standing right now?
The ground we're standing on right now is sacred ground, and the community has established that. It's almost therapeutic, I think, for so many people. Thank you. I'm sorry. It's almost therapeutic for me, and I know so many others in the community.
What do you think should happen here? I mean, how long will this be able to go on, and are you in favor of some sort of permanent memorial to George Floyd here at this location?
I think the best move on that is for me not to be making the decision. I think, this space was created by and for community in honor of a beautiful black man that was murdered by our police officers. And I'm not going to be the one that's going to dictate how exactly this space is made up for the future. I think we got to listen to people.
The intersection of 38th and Chicago indeed has multiple truths associated with it. As was being displayed for the last several hours, it is a critical and important location of racial justice and healing. It has been a very important location for which community can gather, both before as well as during this trial. And going forward on a permanent basis, we believe strongly that this should be both a permanent memorial to George Floyd, everything that he stood for in his life, but also a intersection where racial healing and justice is front and center in both the way the buildings and the infrastructure are set up, but also in the way that it allows for humanity to gather. Now, that is absolutely true. It's also true that this will and has been a very important transportation line planned for quite some time through our bus rapid transit system in the form of the D line. It is also true that neighbors surrounding that intersection have been subjected to far too much crime and violence over these last 7-8 months.
Yep. That was the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, Jacob Frey, House Frey, Lord Frey, or the Freys, yes. And like I said, those clips were from last year and last month, respectively, from WCCO, CBS Minnesota, and Minnesota Public Radio, respectively. And a month ago, as you just heard in the clip, the mayor of Minneapolis said that this space would be a space of healing and reconciliation. And to prove what a space of healing and reconciliation it is, or it is, but now I guess it's just smaller. He sent his city crews out to clean it up or get rid of it, shrink it. And I'm not even 100% sure what they did with some of the items, right? Stuff that people left, signs that people created, drawings, all kinds of stuff, right? Like who made the call on what to keep and what to chuck? Like that does not indicate a good faith relationship with the community going forward if this was done in ways that a number of people in Minneapolis feel was underhanded or surreptitious, tried to do the shit on the sneak, and is proof positive again. Like even the liberals, Democrats, who spit the lyrics, right? He knew the verse, right? He knew the words. He even called George Floyd a beautiful black man. I said, bro, okay, we get it, Mayor Frey. You want to show empathy, but sir, simmer down. You're doing a whole lot right now, okay? Like you're doing actually too much, and that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And the moral of my story is: do not trust liberals. Democrats. Doesn't matter if they're black and speaking the right lyrics, and if they're white and speaking the right lyrics, it is all a fucking scam. That is today's moral for the story. I thank you all for coming out. That's all I have to say. That's it. Listen, I see we got a decent crowd up in here. If you have not already pushed some buttons on our behalf, I would certainly appreciate it very much if you did it. If you gave us a like, if you gave us a subscribe, if you followed us different places around the internet, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Molly says we are the shit on TikTok, apparently. Who knew? And I even downloaded TikTok and I closed it pretty quickly because it's very loud. Like I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't even scroll the shit in peace. Everything is screaming at me. So I'm going to try to engage TikTok again, like the real auntie that I am. Please make no mistake. I am 100% auntie. It takes me a while. I can get hip with the shits. I will come and get jiggy with it, but it takes me a while to warm up in true old lady fashion. Peter Low Frequency, thank you so much for your support. Somebody dropped us $4 and someone dropped us $4.20, and I'm so apologetic because I was flowing, so I didn't acknowledge it in the moment. But please, I appreciate the generosity. Jesus, Tasia must got her a good job. Tasia, you must be a GS12 out this bitch. You keep dropping coin on us. Thank you, Tasia. That is so kind of you. Thank you. You guys are the dopest. And let me just shut the fuck up. Listen. Because again, I got this was our good weed. Like this was the tree to the tree. Hold on, you guys want to take a look? Let's take a look before we say goodnight. is it's my house. Or did I already show y'all this? Doesn't it look nice? That's all. Don't look at my nails. Don't look at my nails. I don't have nails. I bite them, so don't pay me no attention. But anyway, it's like fuzzy. Can you see that? Oh, it's lovely. That's nice. Yes, it's so good. Y'all, I'm telling you, marijuana saves lives out here. Marijuana has kept so many people alive. Y'all don't even be knowing. And I appreciate all your support, y'all. Thank you so much. We will see y'all back here at Burn It Down with Kim Brown on Tuesday. And yeah, listen, have a good weekend. I may actually go out and see people this weekend. I'm vaccinated. I'm still wearing my mask if I happen to be around strangers in enclosed spaces. But it's getting warm. And that's my season. You feel me? Like summertime is my time. I love summer. And summer in the DMV in Maryland is lovely. I mean, it's muggy as shit and humid. Yes, all that. But I mean, I like hot. That's why I aspired to move closer to the equator. I don't give a fuck. You global warming, all that shit, bring it. Because no, don't actually bring it. But I like hot weather. So anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Please be aware COVID is still out here. So take the necessary precautions. Do what you got to do. Still protect yourself. Don't be out here fucking around. And don't be out here fucking around. I will see y'all next week. On behalf of me, Tunde Jean-Pierre Male, y'all be good. And thank you again. We love y'all. See y'all later. Bye-bye.